Hey everyone, so today I wanted to make a video that's really dear to my heart. About a year ago, someone really close to me, they're fine now, but someone really close with me was diagnosed with cancer. And I was with them for about a year in the hospital, really supporting them. And I've talked to many people, who have gone through chemotherapy. That's what my video is going to be about today. I am going to split the video into 3 parts: hair, skin, and nails. Just giving you guys some tips because I've spoken to so many people and I felt like I've really been in the process, in the hospital. I really know like what you go through. I've seen it. So it's really dear to my heart, and I know a lot of chemotherapy patients want to find out as much as they can about, not just about their illness, but about how to maintain, your skin, your hair, your nails, basically like your physical features, your beauty, which I think is really important because many doctors don't really have the time to explain to you like what's going to happen, besides your illness, which is something really important that you're getting treated at the moment, but you're experiencing all these new symptoms. And I remember, helping out my special someone who was going through the illness, and we would go through books and things like that. And all these books were like what's going to happen. I mean, there's so many possibilities depending on your condition and the doses of chemotherapy that you're receiving. Everything really varies. But I just want to kind of share my experience with that I experienced with someone else. Yeah, so this video is from a female's perspective, but I feel like anybody can really benefit from, these tips and what I'm going to talk about, because I'm basically going to talk about just the basic things that you can go through. So the first thing that, you can experience during chemotherapy, I know me even just saying that word is difficult. Even like when you're a patient, you don't want to hear the word cancer. You don't want to hear the word chemotherapy. You're like so over it. But the first thing that you may experience as you start your chemotherapy is, major hair loss. And it can happen, it varies, but it can happen as soon as after your first dose of treatment. Yes, after your first dose of treatment or close to the second one. For some people that I've spoken to and what I've seen and experienced, vicariously through them. So how does your hair feel when you're experiencing hair loss? Your hair may feel like your hair's gonna feel like toasted, like a toasted feeling, like in your scalp. Your hair gets hard. It doesn't hurt that much, but even if you rub it on a pillow or anything like that, it just starts coming off. And that's a main reason why people cut their hair. You could leave it on for those few days, but it really becomes a hassle. I mean, your hair gets all over the place, all over your pillows, just everywhere, depending on where you're at. So, cutting your hair or shaving your head off is the reality of your condition. And it's the most, difficult, emotional thing that you will go through while you're going through chemotherapy. I mean, your hair is going to feel stiff, it's going to feel dull, it's going to feel lifeless. It's not going to feel like it once did. Because the chemotherapy is attacking your good cells, but it's attacking the bad as well. And it's really going to affect your hair. your hair, all over the place. I mean, everywhere. You will lose your hair. And if you've shaved before, say your underarms or stuff like that, it's not going to grow back until you're done with your chemotherapy. Okay, so I'm going to show some products. They're not mine. I borrowed them from my friends because she went through this experience. If there's anything of mine, it's just to show you guys as a prop or just an example of what you can use. As for wigs, when you lose your hair, you know, you can go through the American Cancer Association, and they have, they can donate a wig to you. They don't have that many options for wigs. So even before you start chemotherapy, I recommend that you go to the store and try out some wigs. Even eBay has some great, you know, wigs. It doesn't have to be a real wig. I mean, real hair. I mean, those can be thousands of dollars. You could get a really good synthetic wig that looks, you know, real. So I recommend them if you want. You can go through the American Cancer Association, or you can go to the store and try out different wigs, because if you're going through chemotherapy and you're losing your hair and then you go buy a wig, I think it's going to be even more difficult because you're facing not having hair and having to go outside, which you're not going to feel that confident. And you're under treatment, so you're going through a lot and you don't have all that strength and you feel really weak because of your condition. So I recommend you know, buy a wig before that. And if you don't want to wear a wig, you can always wear, you know, a scarf. This is probably the most comfortable thing that you could wear, especially in the house. Wear a bandana or a scarf. When you shave your hair off, you're gonna feel like there's nothing on your head, because there isn't. You're gonna feel all the cold air. You're gonna feel everything. So you might want to cover your hair, you know, your head. But it varies on you. And you want to moisturize your scalp. You know, try to use non-toxic products for your head. Even though you don't have any hair, you still want to use, you know, non-toxic and safer products because you're really delicate. Some products that you can use is the Ovation. This is the Ovation, and this is good for, it's just non-toxic. I'm not going to go too much into these. I mean, there's so many products on the market. This is supposed to help hair growth. This is the color therapy. This is the shampoo. It's a three shampoo or hair care system. So you got the cell therapy. The cell therapy is good for when you're done with your treatment. Like, you went through all the months already, and your body's breathing again because all those chemicals are releasing. So you can use the cell therapy, and you can leave this in your hair like overnight, and it's supposed to, you know, help stimulate your scalp and your roots and things like that. So that's good for hair growth. Or you can use this, you know, kind of to moisturize your hair as well, your scalp, even though, you know, you don't have any hair, but that's an example right there. And your eyebrows and your eyelashes as well. From what I've seen, like, you can keep your eyelashes and your eyebrows for a longer time than your hair. Your hair really falls off first. I mean, this really varies depending on your chemotherapy. I've heard that some people may not even lose their hair. You know, that's what I heard. It just really depends. But I've heard also, or I've read, that due to the treatment, there can be some type of hair loss. So with your eyebrows, try not to touch them a lot, you know, or your eyelashes. Don't be just rubbing them. Your eyelashes can stay really till the very end. Almost when you're done with chemotherapy, I mean, you could keep your eyelashes. You might lose them sooner, but I think it varies on how you take care of them. If you're not touching them too much or anything like that, you could keep your eyebrows and your lashes for a longer time. But if you end up losing them, you know, you can always either get a wig and, you know, you can cover them with your bangs, or, you know, you could draw them in. As for your lashes, you know, they always sell lashes that you can, you know, stick on there. I wouldn't recommend you putting any mascara on your lashes at all, because it's when you take them off, when you take off the mascara, it's not going to, you know, like help your lashes if they're like falling off and they're really delicate at the moment. So you're not going to want to put mascara on. But I think if you're putting on lashes, then yeah, you could put mascara on. But I think I wouldn't even put lashes on until I knew that at least all my lashes were falling off. Well, oh, one product that I can recommend for your lashes after you're done with, you know, your treatment is to use the lash serum from L'Oreal. It nourishes your lashes. And one of the fastest growing things, like after you're done with the process, is your lashes grow fast and your eyebrows will grow like right away before your hair. Your hair takes, you know, some time. It really varies per person, but your hair can grow, like you'll see hair on your scalp like within 2 to 3 weeks of after your treatment. So those are my tips for hair, your eyelashes, your eyebrows. If you have any questions, you know, comment down below. And make sure to stay tuned for the video on skin and then nails. Alright, thanks for watching.